They didn't want me at the wedding, so I went to the beach instead. When the groom walked out, suddenly everyone wanted me back. You're overreacting. It's just a wedding, my mother said. I was not invited to my own sister's wedding. Instead, I scheduled a trip. Days later, my relatives blew up my phone. I sat there staring at my screen, reading the message for the fifth time. Hey, just wanted to let you know the guest list is finalized and we had to make some tough cuts. Hope you understand. Love you, tough cuts. I wasn't some distant cousin. I wasn't an old family acquaintance they hadn't seen in years. I was her brother. And my sister, the same sister I had helped through every crisis, heartbreak, and moment of self-doubt, had just cut me out like an afterthought. I called my mother. She answered on the second ring, her voice upbeat. Hey, sweetheart, what's up? I just got a message from Emily. She says the guest list is finalized and I'm not on it. There was a pause. Just long enough to prove what I had always suspected. Oh, honey, my mother sighed. She always used that voice to make me feel like I was being unreasonable. It's just a wedding. Don't make a big deal out of this. Just a wedding. Mom, I'm her brother. How am I not invited to my own sister's wedding? She made a tusk sound as if I were a toddler having a tantrum. It's not personal. They had to keep the guest list small. Mom, I just saw Emily's Instagram post. She invited 150 people. Silence. Then a forced chuckle. Well, you know how things are. Weddings are expensive. Maybe they assumed you wouldn't mind skipping this one. I felt like I had been punched in the stomach. Wouldn't mind? Mom, I've been there for Emily through everything. I helped her move twice. When she lost her job, we covered half her rent. I was the one who helped her get over her last breakup. But now I'm not good enough to be there on her special day. Oh, stop being dramatic, my mother said with a sigh. It's just one day, you're overreacting. I laughed without humor. Overreacting, right. I could already predict how things would go, I would argue. My mother would shrug me off. Emily would offer some half-hearted apology later. I'd be expected to forgive and forget because that's what I had always done. Not this time. Something inside me cracked. If I wasn't worthy of inclusion, then fine. I hung up without saying anything and began browsing through my phone. If I wasn't attending Emily's wedding, then I was going somewhere much nicer. I grabbed my laptop and started looking up flights. If Emily could have the happiest day of her life, then I planned to enjoy the best week of mine. It took less than an hour to plan. I booked an all-inclusive stay at a five-star resort in the Caribbean, a suite with an ocean view, spa services, access to a private beach. I had always convinced myself that such a trip would be too pricey. Not this time. I wasn't just traveling for a holiday. I was making a statement. When the wedding weekend came, I was already on a plane enjoying champagne in first class. I made sure to upload a picture, legs stretched out, drink in hand, with the caption, "Guess I got cut from the guest list, but I think I'll survive." The reactions were immediate. Some cousins sent laughing emojis. My aunt, the only rational member of the family, commented, "Good for you. Should have taken me with you." But the best reaction came from my mother. She sent me 3 texts in a row. "Where are you? Are you seriously missing your sister's wedding over this? You're being petty." Petty? I wasn't even close to finished. I responded with a photo of the beach, white sand, crystal blue ocean, a postcard perfect view. Then I shut off my phone. I wasn't about to let them guilt me. Not this time. For the first time in years, I was not putting my family first. I was putting myself first, and it felt incredible. The moment I walked out of the airport, the warm ocean breeze hit me, carrying the scent of salt and tropical flowers. A private car was waiting to take me to the resort. A black SUV with chilled towels and bottled water in the back seat. Yeah, this was far better than a wedding. As we drove down the coast, I thought about how right I had been to do this. Back home, my family was probably busy preparing for the big day. My mother was likely making excuses for why I wasn't there. My sister was laughing with her bridesmaids, not giving me a second thought. But I wasn't treated as an afterthought here. Here I was the priority, my priority. The resort was something out of a dream. The lobby had enormous palm trees, open-air architecture that let in the ocean wind, and the kind of service where you were greeted with a cocktail before you even checked in. My room was unreal, floor-to-ceiling windows, a private balcony, the most comfortable king-size bed I had ever seen. I threw down my things, walked out onto the balcony, and just took it all in. Then, just to make things interesting, I took a picture of the scenery and shared it with the caption, "When one door closes, another opens," preferably to a beachside suite with unlimited margaritas. I knew it would find its way back to my family. And honestly, I hope it did. For once, they could understand what it was like to be left out, and I was only getting started. The first full day of my trip was fantastic. I started the morning with room service, fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, and coffee so good it ruined every cup I'd ever tasted. Then I spent the entire day doing exactly what I wanted. No responsibilities, no family drama. Just me, the ocean, and a schedule focused only on my own enjoyment. By afternoon, I was lounging on a sun by the infinity pool, a drink in hand, watching the waves roll in. Every so often, I checked my phone. Not to check in with my family, but to look at the growing number of responses to my vacation posts. The comments were gold. Cousin Jake, "Bro, where even are you?" Aunt Lisa, "Okay, now you're just showing off." An old college friend, "Dude, invite me next time." Then I got a notification that made me smirk. "Emily viewed your story." Oh, now she was paying attention. I could just imagine her reaction. Sitting in the bridal suite, sipping cheap champagne, scrolling through Instagram only to see me living my best life while she stressed about her wedding. Good. I leaned back, took another sip of my drink, and thought, enjoy your special day, sis. I hope it's all you wanted. But then, as the sun began to set, something unusual happened. My phone started blowing up. At first, I ignored it. I figured it was just more people reacting to my photos. But then I saw the names. Mom, Emily, Cousin Jake, even Uncle Rob. Call after call. Texts coming in nonstop. I raised an eyebrow and eventually opened my phone. The first text I saw was from my mother. Call me, it's an emergency. An emergency? Was the wedding that bad? Then Jake sent a message. Dude, you are not going to believe what just happened. Oh, now I was curious. I sat up and scrolled through the texts, and I quickly realized that the universe had given me the best wedding gift I could have ever hoped for, because, as it turned out, Emily's perfect wedding had gone up in flames. I scanned through the messages, my smirk growing with each one. Jake, bro, you dodged a bullet. Mom, call me right now. This is a family crisis. Emily, please, where are you? I need you. I stretched out in my lounge chair, took another sip of my drink, and kept scrolling. Then I found a message that made me laugh out loud. According to cousin Melissa, the groom had simply walked out. I almost choked on my drink. The groom left. Oh, this was better than I could have imagined. Curiosity got the best of me, so I texted Jake back. Me, what do you mean he left? Jake, dude, full meltdown during the reception. He and Emily had some huge fight and then he just walked out. Straight up left the venue. Jake, oh, and then Uncle Rob and Dad got into a screaming match over who was ruining the family's reputation. Grandma cried. The venue cut the bar early, it's a mess. I leaned back, smirking. My sister had refused to let me attend her wedding, believing she didn't need me. And now suddenly, I was the first person they all ran to. I could already hear my mother's voice in my head. You need to fix this. Emily is devastated. Yeah, no thanks. I opened the next message. It came from Emily. Answer your phone, please, I need you. Oh, suddenly I was significant. I took a deep breath and typed back a single response. Me, sorry, I'm a little busy enjoying my overreaction. Hope the wedding was fun. Then I blocked her number. I blocked my mother. I blocked Jake too, just in case he got pulled into their guilt trip operation. Then I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, waved over the bartender and ordered another drink. While my family spiraled, I was in paradise. And for once, I wasn't bothered. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of waves crashing on the shore. The scent of salt and tropical flowers drifted through my open balcony doors. I stretched and yawned, and for one lovely moment, I almost forgot about the chaos back home. Almost. Then I looked at my phone. Even though I had blocked most of my family, I still had more than 20 missed calls from random numbers. They had tried everything to reach me. Several voicemails had slipped through. Despite my better judgment, I pressed play on the first one. Mom's voice frantic. I don't know what you think you're doing, but this is not the time for one of your tantrums. Your sister is devastated. We need you here. This family needs to stick together right now. I rolled my eyes and deleted. Next voicemail. Emily crying. I don't understand why you're doing this. You're my brother. I need you. Please just call me back. Deleted. The next one made me laugh. Jake whispering like he was hiding in a closet. Dude, Mom and Aunt Lisa are planning to show up at your apartment when you get back. Just a heads up. Also, Grandma keeps saying the wedding was cursed because you weren't there. It's hilarious. That voicemail I saved. I tossed my phone on the bed and stepped out onto the balcony. The sun was just beginning to rise, painting the ocean in shades of gold and orange. I took a deep breath, letting the warmth sink in. Back home, my family was scrambling to do damage control. Meanwhile, I was here sipping espresso in a bathrobe, enjoying the best decision I had ever made. And the best part, they were now feeling what I had felt when they cut me out. Unwanted, forgotten, left out. It was poetic, really. But I wasn't finished yet. I grabbed my phone and took a photo of my breakfast, fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, and a mimosa so bright it could blind someone, and posted it with the caption, starting my day stress-free. Hope everyone back home is doing okay. Then, just for fun, I scrolled through my blocked messages, grinned at all the missed calls, and ordered another mimosa. I didn't intend to call them back. Let them clean up their own mess. I was on vacation. By midday, I was relaxing under a private cabana, sipping a tropical drink with an umbrella when my phone vibrated again. This time, the message came from cousin Melissa. Melissa. Okay, I know you're mad and honestly, you deserve to be. But you have to hear what happened after the wedding. Call me. You're going to love this. I raised an eyebrow. Melissa had always been the only cousin with a brain. If she said I needed to hear something, it was probably worth my time. So despite my better judgment, I called her. She answered on the first ring. Oh my God, you're finally answering. Okay, are you sitting down? She asked, barely able to contain her excitement. I looked around my shady cabana, the vast ocean in front of me, a cold drink in my hand. Yeah, I think I'm in a good place for whatever this is. Melissa let out a breathless laugh. Okay, so after the groom left, Emily had a complete meltdown. And I don't mean a few tears. I mean yelling, wailing, throwing objects at the wedding party. I smirked. Sounds about right, Melissa continued, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. Everyone was trying to calm her down. Then Mom overheard Aunt Lisa suggest that the disaster could have been avoided if you'd been there. I blinked. Wait, what? Melissa giggled. Yes, she was saying that you've always been the one to fix problems when Emily spirals. That if you had been there, you would have talked sense into the groom or handled everything like you normally do. I burst out laughing. So let me get this straight. The same family that banned me from the wedding is now blaming me for not being there to save it. Oh, it gets better, Melissa said. Mom told Lisa she was being ridiculous, and then they started fighting. Loudly, then Grandma got involved, saying Emily brought this on herself by offending the cosmos by not inviting her brother. I almost choked on my drink. Grandma said that. Melissa was cackling now. She lectured Emily in front of everyone. She said, if you had treated your family better, you wouldn't be alone in your wedding dress right now. I leaned back, smirking. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, and then, Melissa said, your mother tried to contact the groom's family to fix things. His mother just smiled and said, this is your problem now. I had to set down my drink before I spilled it from laughing so hard. So, I said, catching my breath, where does that leave Emily? Melissa sighed. Still crying, still blaming everyone except herself. Last I heard, she was trying to salvage the wedding with some backup plan. But let's be honest, she's not recovering from this. I shook my head, grinning. You know what the best part is? What? I took a slow sip of my drink. I don't care, Melissa roared with laughter. Honestly, I don't blame you. I just thought you'd appreciate knowing that karma did its job. Oh, I appreciate it, I said, smirking. Thanks for the update, Melissa. No problem, she replied. Enjoy your trip. And for the record, you did the right thing. I hung up, more satisfied than I had been in years. They wanted a wedding without me, and now, thanks to their own selfishness, they had a disaster instead. I grabbed my drink, raised it to the heavens, and toasted to the best decision I had ever made. Then I turned off my phone and relaxed back into my cabana. Let the beach air wash away the rest of my guilt. For the rest of that day, I didn't look at my phone. Instead, I booked a sunset cruise. I let the warm breeze wash over me. I had a five-star meal by the seaside. My family was still picking up the pieces from Enley's wedding disaster. I was enjoying the best steak I'd ever had. At some point, a thought crossed my mind. Maybe I should feel sorry for her. Then I remembered how she had cut me out without a second thought, how she had made me an afterthought, how my mother had called me dramatic for being hurt. Yeah, no. I took a sip of my wine. I took one last photo of the view and posted it with a simple caption, "Zero regrets." Then, with a satisfied smile, I turned off my phone again. Let them stew. I was done being their backup plan. The next morning, I woke up feeling lighter than I had in years. No guilt, no tension, no last-minute family emergencies that somehow became my problem to solve. Just me, the sound of the waves, and an entire day of nothing but rest. I stretched, ordered room service, and out of curiosity, I turned my phone back on. Big mistake. Within seconds, my notifications exploded. Mom, you need to stop acting like a child and call me. Emily, I can't believe you're doing this to me. You are so selfish. Mom again, this isn't funny. Emily is heartbroken. Do you even care? Unknown number, probably Aunt Lisa. We need to fix this family before it's too late. I groaned and shook my head. It was almost impressive how quickly they had gone from ignoring me to expecting me to fix everything. Then one message caught my attention. Melissa. Okay, I know you're ignoring everyone, but please read this. Your mother is trying to gather the family for a discussion when you get back. Just a heads up. I almost laughed out loud. Oh, they thought I would just come back. Act like nothing happened. Let them guilt trip me and pretend the whole thing never occurred. Yeah, not happening. I quickly replied to Melissa. Me, thanks for the warning, but I won't be there. Melissa, wait, what do you mean? I'm extending my trip. They wanted to cut me out. Fine, I'm cutting myself off completely. I could almost see her reaction. A mix of shock and amusement. A few seconds later, she responded. Melissa, okay, that's iconic. Tell me everything when you get back. Whenever that is. Lol, I grinned, set down my phone, and grabbed my laptop. With a few clicks, my trip was officially extended. Another full week. No family, no drama. No family discussions. Just me and the ocean. They had never let me have peace. Now I was taking it. Before heading to the beach, I sent one final text. Me to Mom and Emily. Oh, so now you want me around. Sorry, I'm too busy enjoying my overreaction. Have fun cleaning up your own messes. Then, for the last time, I blocked their numbers. I put my phone down. I ordered another drink. I let the sun warm my skin. There was no guilt. No tension, no regrets, just peace, and it was the best decision I had ever made. Epilogue 3 weeks later, I finally went home, not because they guilted me, not because I missed the drama, but because my lease was up and I had decided to move to a new city, a fresh start, somewhere my family didn't have my address. Melissa kept me updated on the fallout. Emily's groom never came back. The wedding was officially called off. My sister spent weeks trying to spin the story, but everyone had seen the disaster unfold. Her perfect image was shattered. My mother kept trying to reach me through mutual friends. I told them I wasn't interested. Eventually, she stopped trying. Aunt Linda, the only rational one, called me once, not to guilt me, just to say she understood and that she was proud of me for finally standing up for myself. Grandma sent me a card. It had a picture of a beach on the front. Inside, she had written, "Next time, take me with you." I smiled at that. I framed it. I don't hate my family. I just don't need them anymore. There's a difference. They wanted a wedding without me. They got a disaster. I wanted peace. I found it. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's walking away and refusing to look back.